Everyone wants the success. Nobody respects the timeline. I remember in karate, we used to train, we used to spar, and I wanted to be good. I wanted to be really good. I wanted to be the best, like no one ever was, right? I wanted to be good, and so I started training at home. Sorry, camera thing. I'm not a influencer, and I got this thing to support it, but I wanted to train, and so I started running, and what I started doing is I like this full roundhouse kick. And at least that's what I call it. Some people call it a side kick or a roundhouse. It's a full roundhouse, what it is, okay? You gotta trust your sensei. I started practicing this kick on my bag. We had a bag at home. I remember adding weight to it too. It wasn't heavy enough. I wanted it heavier because I didn't want it to just go flying every time I kicked it. So I forget what I put in there. I think I put like everything I could find, everything that was like lying around the house that my mom didn't want anymore. It was going in the bag. But I remember practicing the full roundhouse over and over and over again. And I think I forced myself to do both sides, but I think I liked one leg over the other. In case I spar you, I can't tell you which leg that is. But I practiced this leg kick, or pardon me, this full roundhouse kick over and over. And I imagined, I would aim for the chest or the head with this kick. And it was something that I would never not do. Like I might do the punches and the elbows and all that, but it was the full roundhouse was happening every single time I practiced. And I would run even though I wasn't a trained runner or anything. I gotta have endurance because when we spar, our sensei one day was just like, we're going for a run. And we went on like, I don't know how many, it might've been a mile, 2 miles. And none of us were runners. So we were all exhausted. Then he goes, get the sparring gear on. We're all exhausted. And he tells us to get the sparring gear on. Oh, geez. So I started running. I started practicing the full roundhouse. And you'll never guess what happened. The next time we sparred, boy, was I ready. And let me tell you, I just started throwing that full roundhouse kick over and over and over. And I just kind of went through everyone doing this. Well, finally, I got to this guy. I was like an orange belt. I had years in, but it was like you had to be there years and years and years to go up at belt. It really didn't matter how good you were or whatever, or how good you were at learning or listening to the lessons. It had to do with, putting in the time and putting in effort. And I went through everyone and it wasn't even close. And then there was this one guy, red belt, brown belt, I don't know what he was, way high up. I think he eventually became a black belt. And this dude was a little smarter, a little better. Forget his name. It was like a Russian name, but I think he was Mexican. Maybe he was mixed, I don't know. But I threw it at him a couple times, and it worked until it didn't. I remember one round, we had rounds, right? And I think it was round 2, if I remember correctly. I mean, the round opened, I immediately threw it. Just full send straight to him. But this guy, he'd been around the block. He caught the kick. Okay, you might think this is checkmate. You might think this is game over. But what he did was catch the kick with both hands. And so I immediately decked him in the face. Don't ask me what if it was a jab or a punch. I was newer. I'd been there a couple years, but I just wailed on him in the face. So it worked out. Now, I would not have been in that position had I not put in the work. And I know, roll your eyes. It's just you put in the work every day. Those same principles apply to everything that I've ever done that I'm proud of. And I wanted to share that anecdote with you because it's pretty easy to feel stuck. It's pretty easy to feel frustrated. It's pretty easy to not know what the path forward to achieving that thing is. But showing up regardless of how you feel is how you do it. And I'll preach this till the cows come home. Maybe that's a Southern saying. I don't know. I'll preach till the cows come home. You're not going to get there if you only show up when you feel like. In this anecdote, I'm sure there were days where I didn't really feel like training, or maybe I just was young and always motivated. Regardless, I was there every day. Rain, snow, sleet, shine, whatever. Uphill both ways in the snow, as our parents used to say. But I showed up, and running was not something I enjoyed. Gosh, it bothers me when people go, oh, I just don't like running. Okay, running doesn't like you either. But you do it to achieve this thing you want. I wasn't going to win at sparring without endurance because we were exhausted. And so I was willing to do the thing that no one else was willing to do, which is go running. Because, hey, guess what? He didn't tell us to go home and run. The path forward may not be laid down for you. There's not going to be a checklist. There's not going to be a rule book. There's not going to be a guide. Now, of course, I'm talking about an anecdote that took place 10, 15 years ago, but it applies in everywhere in life. In the biggest achievement I ever achieved, which is performing for companies as a dancer, I don't like to dwell on it because I think that it kind of takes away my point. I think there's a lot of, masculine men out there that understandably would roast me for that. But I didn't get there without showing up for those runs every day. I didn't get there without practicing the full roundhouse every single day. It doesn't matter how you feel. What matters is the outcome. And the outcome will not be good unless you're consistent. I'll share with you something I'm going through right now. I have a couple YouTube channels, and most of them work fine. I started a new one, which is this one, and I wanted to just share the things that helped me grow and improve and achieve things on this channel. And YouTube is an evil platform. They lie to you, and they gaslight too, is what the kids call it, gaslighting. They'll tell you something that isn't true and make you sound crazy for not believing it. So this channel that I started to try and help people is shadow banned. They don't show it to anyone. You can see the analytics of who they show the video to. On an average channel, whether your video is garbage or not, that'll affect it, but you'll always get impressions. It'll always just show it to some people. Okay, and you'll see, wow, they show this video to 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 people, and, depending on how many people clicked and watched it, it tells you, wow, okay, so it showed it to a lot of people and not a lot of people clicked. I got to work on something. It's probably me. Well, this channel is being showed to no one. Not showed to some people and no one clicked. I mean, showed to no one. Zero. It's called an impression, but I don't want to get too over the top with this stuff. So that's something I'm frustrated with. When I'm pouring effort into things, I'm taking time out of my day, which, believe me, I could be making a much better use of my time on channels or with people that are there, that exist, that don't destroy my hard work. But that's something I'm going through. So what do you do when you're at an impasse, when you have, what seems like in this case, a shadow ban, or in other areas of life, you're stuck and you don't know how to go forward? Well, you can be a victim and give up, or you can just keep pushing along. And believe me, if this issue continues, there's something to be said for, okay, I'll try something else. I'll go back to what's working. But giving up isn't part of it. Show up. I thought I was going to record this video at several different locations, but it all just came out. I'm going to go grab to finish my errands. I hope everyone is doing well. The flowers are out. The summer's coming. Of course, everyone's going to be into the motivation stuff. But when it really matters is not during the summer where all your friends can see your body, or not during, Christmas when you need to spend the money and so, I got to do my business stuff to make sure. It's when no one's looking It's when no one else is thinking about the fact they need to work on something, that you work on it, that you put in the hours. I don't mean to sound like a motivational speaker that is just a, broken record and says the same things over again. But truly, it's possible. It takes so much work. Whatever that thing is for you, you can get there. Talk soon.